to the channel. I hope you're all doing good. So we move on from our European football, which happened last night, back to domestic football. Sunday, 3 o'clock, kick-off at home at Paradise against Hibs. Tough game ahead, folks. Tough game ahead. Look at Hibs are flying quite high at the moment under Jack Ross. Third place in the league, 5 wins, 2 draws and 1 defeat. So any Celtic fan that comes in to this channel and says 3 or 4-0 easily, he's on crack. He's on a different dilemma, I swear to God. Could be, but we need to be at a standard of football that Celtic haven't been at just yet. You know, I still don't think we're at the full potential of grilling teams, and it's down to fans. As much as people say, oh, stop using the fans excuse, yes it is. And yes, Neil Lennon hasn't found the right squad, the best starting 11 in that team to go on and do it, because as I said, many games ahead, and we should not take Hibs for granted. The last time we played Hibs at home, we beat them 2-0. Then before that, we beat them 5-2, and Hampden in the Scottish Cup semi-final. Mohamed El-Noussi was the big baller that day. You know, BROONY even scored that day. But I would do a lot of changes compared to what we've been dealing with. Definitely, I'd stick with the 3-5-2. I'd go with that. I know it was a different formation last night. He changed it around, but 3-5-2. Barkas in goal. Quite comfortable last night. Not much to stress about. A couple of catches, and he's quite confident at the back as well, passing around the box as well with Beaton and Duffy. So Barkas obviously in goal. Duffy in there. Duffy looked pretty decent last night. He didn't have too much pressure on him, you know. Pushing up could have been more crucial, but I was pretty happy with him. Wasn't bad. Beaton played really well last night. His partnership with Duffy was quite good, and Oyer as well. So Oyer, Duffy and Beaton as the centre back pairing. Then on the right wing back, we don't have much options. James Forrest is out with an ankle strain, a bit of bruising on the ankle as well, so he could be out for around 2 to 3 weeks. We'll see what happens. So Jeremy Frimpong on the right wing back. On the left, he's gonna go with Taylor. You know, as much as I'd like to see Mohamed El-Noussi come in, he's gonna go with Taylor. Taylor could not swing for his life last night. 2 or 3 decent balls, that was about it. No one capitalised it, but look at, I know as much as I keep criticising him, I just can't deal with him at the moment. I just think once we strengthen in that position before the 5th of October, I'd be satisfied. I'd say, no, give Taylor a game, give him a game in the cups. You know, he has potential to be a good player. You know, he is a good player, but he's not at the level of Celtic just yet, and as sad as to say. So midfield, I change around. I would take BROONY out against his old team. I think, yes, we're seeing spells of Scott Brown. As much as I love Scott Brown, I always back Scott Brown. We need to rest him for the big games. People might say this is a big game, Hibs are a good team. I'd rest him, maybe second half bring him on. I just think this is a game for the Cham to be in that position. Turnbull in there, and then Christie in there. Callum, maybe as much. I just think Callum last night was a lost soul on that pitch. Callum McGregor is one of our best players, but I'd rest Callum McGregor. Could bring him on the second half, bring a spark. But I think Turnbull, this is a game for David Turnbull. You know, against Hibs. Hibs are really organised. They don't have Scott Allen at the moment. He's out injured. So Turnbull in there with Christie and the Cham. He might not even pick the Cham. He might go with McGregor, but that's what I'd go with, just to freshen the legs. You know, the Cham was actually average last night, but I can't see him bringing the likes of Rogic in. So that's my midfield. Up front, Albin Yeti played alright last night when he came on. Done decent. And then Edward. Okay, Edward was like a lost soul last night. He was average, and you know, he wasn't getting the service that he should have. But this is domestic football. This is in Celtic Park. You know, hopefully he could be on the score sheet. So what I'm expecting altogether from this game, I'm going to expect a 1-0 victory. I think it's going to be tight. It's going to be boring, compressed. We're going to be missing Julian tomorrow and Forrest. As much as Forrest hasn't been the greatest this season, he has spells in some games. We're going to miss Forrest big time. He loves the goal against Hibs, definitely, with the outside of the foot. So Forrest is going to be a big miss. I think it's going to be 1-0. Where the goals are going to come from, I'm going to fancy Edward with this. I think Edward is going to come back flying high, get a goal, get yourself up that scoreboard up to be top goal scorer in Scotland this season. Fingers crossed he does stay, which we all hope. But overall, banana skin of a game. Let's see what I can do. And I was angry and frustrated last night with the way we performed. You know, I thought I was going to go to extra time like majority of us did, because there wasn't a cut end with Celtic until Mohamed came on and scored that goal. But if Mohamed can come off the bench and come up the goods as well, happy days. You know, it is a good bench. We have Klamala in there as well. We could bring on El Hamid as well. There is a good bench there, and I'd rest Scott Brown. I think it's time for BROONY to take the legs and rest. Especially we need to keep him fresh for the game in October against Rangers. So yeah, let us know what you think. 1-0 I'm going to go away. I hope you enjoyed the jersey in the background. A lot of Celtic fans' favourite. Unfortunately, not having short sleeve with the tricolours, which I wish I did. But if anyone wants to swap me a large for this, go ahead. I'll do. But speak to us all soon. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll speak on Sunday. Up the Celts.